I say, not run. Don't be afraid. I will not leave you alone.
He's amazing. He's like the white Muhammad Ali. He might not talk like Muhammad Ali, but he is the Muhammad Ali of the last generation.
Of an all-time great, not a generational great, an all-time great. A generational great would almost dictate that Oleksandr Usyk is just a great in the last 10-15 years. No. Oleksandr Usyk is a great.
Oleksandr Usyk reacted to Floyd Mayweather's comment by stating that boxing is a sport for gentlemen, not a brawl in the streets. He highlighted that real fighters don't just talk or run, they prove who they are inside the ring.
Hey, listen, boxing, it's sport and the gentleman. It's not a street fight. It's a boxing.
Do you think
boxing? It's a boxing. Say it again.
Do you think he was being dirty during the whole fight?
I don't have idea. I have no idea.
No.
Maybe.
At the same time, experts point out the clear contrast between Oleksandr Usyk and Floyd Mayweather. They praise Usyk for his humility and how he stays modest despite all his success. Unlike Mayweather, who still sees himself as above everyone else in boxing. Usyk's respectful nature and down-to-earth mindset make him stand out, proving that true greatness doesn't require ego or constant self-praise.
One of the best of all time. I know a lot of people are kind of probably going to hear me say that and say, you're going too far, you're this, that, because I've seen that straight away. As soon as Usyk did that, he's 2-time undisputed heavyweight, 1-time cruiserweight, 3-time undisputed. His resume, yes, look, at heavyweight, it's a lot of rematches, but it's the way he's doing it.
Yeah.
And he's not just, okay, he could have 10 world, Deontay Wilder has 10 world title defenses.
Yeah.
Luis Ortiz and Tyson Fury are the only ones you really have any kind of weight to them. Usyk is taking on the perceived either number 1 or number 2 in these defenses.
Yeah.
Fury perceived number 1, AJ at the time 1, Dubois number 2. He's taking like, all right, who's the next in line? All right, I'm fighting him.
Yeah.
That's the way he's doing it.
And he's doing it in a way in which is so beautiful to watch.
Derek Chisora has openly praised Oleksandr Usyk's exceptional mindset and boxing skills. He described Usyk as mentally strong, highly disciplined, and incredibly focused in the ring. Chisora even joked that beating someone like Usyk would require being crazy, showing just how tough and frustrating it is to face him. He admired Usyk's footwork, ring IQ, and composure under pressure, calling him a true ring technician. Chisora noted that while Usyk might seem friendly outside the ropes, once inside, he transforms into a dangerous, relentless force that's nearly impossible to shake.
Listen, what I'm saying is this, yeah. To beat Oleksandr Usyk, you have to be mentally disturbed in your head. Yeah?
You have to be mentally disturbed.
Yeah, because you have to understand.
Take the fight in the first place.
Yeah, because when I saw him a couple of months ago,
yeah.
I had a coffee with him, we were just chatting. The guy lives in Ukraine.
Yep.
Yeah. He goes, oh, before I came on the plane, I was sleeping in my house, and then those missiles were going over my house, and I didn't want to go in the bunker. I was like, I'll just go to sleep. That's some craziness, isn't it? I mean, like, imagine you in your house in Barna, Timbuktu, and then missiles are going. You're gonna be like,
yeah, he's cut from very different stuff.
Yeah, exactly. So, and then remember, so you have to come in there looking to go to the other side, because he's looking to go to the other side. Man, can you do us a favor? Can you stop beating us up?
Derek Chisora has likened Oleksandr Usyk to Muhammad Ali, calling him this generation's version of the boxing legend. He praised Usyk's footwork, timing, and sharp ring intelligence, pointing out how rare it is for a heavyweight to move with such lightness and precision. Chisora emphasized that Usyk doesn't depend on sheer power but defeats opponents through skill, finesse, and strategic movement. He said Usyk's calm presence and confidence inside the ring are reminiscent of Ali's iconic style, blending flash with brilliance. According to Chisora, watching Usyk fight is like seeing poetry in motion, bringing grace and artistry back to modern heavyweight boxing, just as Ali once did.
Everybody gets it wrong. You don't box this guy. It's like, how can I explain it to you in a way you understand? We can't box him.
He's just too good.
He's just unbelievable great. Yeah, forget good, he's amazing. Yeah, he's great, he's amazing. He's like the white Muhammad Ali. He might not talk like Muhammad Ali, but he is the Muhammad Ali of the last generation. You understand? We have to give him the credit where it's due. Yeah. He is that guy.
Eric Chisora has likened Oleksandr Usyk to Muhammad Ali, calling him this generation's version of the boxing legend. He praised Usyk's footwork, timing, and sharp ring intelligence, pointing out how rare it is for a heavyweight to move with such lightness and precision. Chisora emphasized that Usyk doesn't depend on sheer power but defeats opponents through skill, finesse, and strategic movement. He said Usyk's calm presence and confidence inside the ring are reminiscent of Ali's iconic style, blending flash with brilliance. According to Chisora, watching Usyk fight is like seeing poetry in motion, bringing grace and artistry back to modern heavyweight boxing, just as Ali once did.
Just, you're talking about one of the great generational. I watched the first 2 rounds, and Dubois looked really dangerous. Came out, backed him up, and then Usyk just decided, I can't allow him to back me up, so I'm going to go on the front foot and box aggressive here. And he knocked him spark out. Unbelievable. Just a true generational great.
With his latest dominant showing, Usyk has firmly cemented his place among boxing's all-time greats. Analysts now rank him as the 4th greatest fighter ever, an honor rarely given to an active athlete. This recognition isn't just about wins, but about who he's beaten, how he's done it, and the remarkable consistency he's shown. Usyk's ability to conquer multiple weight divisions and defeat top-tier opponents on their own turf is a true testament to his greatness. Placing him among the legends is no longer a bold claim, it's a fact supported by numbers, performance, and the legacy he's building.
Now what's yours, Jerry? Let's hear yours.
Oleksandr is the 4th greatest fighter on my personal all-time list.
Wow.
It's number 4. He's only behind Ali.
Oh, on your all-time list?
All time.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Only behind Floyd, Ali, and Manny. So, I'm really high on Oleksandr.
Oleksandr Usyk is more than just a title holder, he represents pure technical mastery and strategic brilliance. His quiet and composed nature outside the ring sharply contrasts with the deadly precision he displays inside it. Usyk isn't one to seek headlines, trade insults, or crave the limelight. Instead, he lets his actions in the ring do all the talking.
The WBO, Frank Warner very close, Joseph Parker is obviously a Queensberry fighter. So, you know, there could be potential that they do what they did with this fight, what they did with the Dubois fight. It also means as well that, and maybe this is why, potentially it's because Riyadh's season shows from November onwards, and I doubt we'll see Oleksandr Usyk in the ring this year because it's only July, but he's only fought, and I would imagine Usyk is going to be one of these 6 to 8 month type of guys. You know, that's the way he's been over the last 2 years. So you're looking probably February next year at the earliest when he finally fights again. So for me, it's like, right, well, that will be after the Riyadh and Ring Magazine's pay-per-views end, as in they're not going to be doing pay-per-view anymore. Maybe they look at that fight and think, Usyk Parker, it's a fight that, with the greatest respect, and Oleksandr Usyk is a very big name, it maybe does need that pay-per-view wall behind it in order to facilitate the purses that they could potentially forking out for it. So maybe that's why Riyadh season won't do it. Now, the Zone obviously have not ruled out pay-per-view, they're still going to do pay-per-views.
Oleksandr Usyk's record speaks for itself. He has taken down world champions and top contenders with ease, and his win over Daniel Dubois only added to his growing legacy. Dubois, known for his size and power, looked like a real threat on paper, but Usyk outclassed him with flawless strategy. Yet, despite all his success, Usyk never lets ego take over. He stays humble, never calling himself the best, even when the world starts to. In a sport often dominated by bravado, Usyk's quiet self-belief stands out as a rare and powerful trait.
You know, it was sort of broken up in different directions. Even I wasn't sure because although I believe Usyk is the fighter of the generation in this weight class, he's at an age where, you know, overnight you sort of show up and you don't have it anymore. You know, Ali randomly lost to Leon Spinks around this age and whatnot, you know. So you know, you could get where all of a sudden, you know, it's not there on the night. So and you know, you had
heavyweights takes 1 second, one split second, you're off.
Yeah, exactly. And you also had a very motivated Dubois to add to that second, you know, who's a very powerful puncher and has sort of this bully mentality when he gets you in an uncomfortable position. But you know, Usyk, you know, flawless performance technically, you know, stepping out to that weak side consistently, mixing up the jabs, making things uncomfortable for Dubois rhythm-wise.
He seemed more aggressive, right? Normally, I think with some of the bigger guys, he slides to the weak side, slides to the weak side. This was different.
I think with Dubois, the psychology is kind of out of the bag in that you got to kind of bully the bully, you know, and Dubois came out trying to bully him a little bit, so he started touching him and hitting him, and he started taking it to him because you start backing him up, you start putting him in a situation where he starts to doubt himself, and Dubois doesn't really come back from that very often. As a matter of fact,
he doesn't bend, he breaks.
In the fight, I thought he's a little bit awkward, Dubois. I don't know, but
he's one of those awkward strong guys.
Yeah,
he's just like super strong, awkward as hell.
He goes down and he takes the full count, and then he just gets up at 10 and walks across the ring right in front of Usyk, who's celebrating middle of the ring, like with his hands up in the air. Just casually walks right by Usyk's celebration as if he didn't just get counted out to 10.
Foreman Ali. Remember, he walks right to his corner.
Yeah, but I was like, dude, you could have got up. You waited to 10, and then
he was a beaten man.
You waited to 10, and then not only you get up, you don't even have the presence of mind to realize, like, I'm walking right into the picture where he's celebrating.
But Paulie, he was a beaten man before the first knockdown.
What sets Usyk apart is that the admiration he earns goes beyond his generation. Fans, boxing legends, and analysts now mention his name alongside the sport's timeless greats. He's not just dominating this era, he's being recognized as one of the greatest of all time. His achievements are already becoming part of boxing history, studied as examples of brilliance. Becoming undisputed across multiple weight classes, defeating elite champions in their prime, and doing it all with poise and precision has solidified his legacy as a true icon of the sport.
He tried to jab, he tried to throw that right hand, and he landed that right hand a couple of times, by the way. He got Oleksandr Usyk in the corner, and he was trying to work, but ultimately he's in there with an all-time great. Not a generational great, an all-time great. A generational great would almost dictate that Oleksandr Usyk is just a great in the last 10-15 years. No. Oleksandr Usyk is a great since boxing began. Since boxing began, people. Understand what we're watching here. We're not watching a generational great. We're watching an all-time great. That's what Daniel Dubois was in there with. There is a discussion in my brain right now as I'm talking to you about where Oleksandr Usyk is when it comes to the best heavyweights of all time. Like, in my head right now, I'm thinking, who beats him?
Growing debate in boxing circles questions whether Usyk has now surpassed legends like Muhammad Ali and Floyd Mayweather in terms of pure boxing skill. While Ali remains a cultural icon and Floyd retired undefeated, some critics argue that Mayweather's level of opposition during his prime doesn't quite match up. Unlike Floyd, whose legacy was shaped partly by defense and branding, Usyk's rise has been fueled entirely by technical mastery, courage, and a willingness to take on the toughest challenges.
Interesting heavyweight division, guys. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know what you guys thought of Usyk's performance, where he ranks on the all-time list. I know, everybody was big into their nostalgia, but remember, Soviets were not turning pro until the 90s, and I think that makes a big difference. That's another thing. Heavyweights are bigger. Lefties are more common now, and also the Soviet era of fighters did not start turning pro until the 90s. So the old days, they didn't have to deal with those guys. So a lot of things that also favor Usyk being a GOAT. But of course, man, it's hard to pick against Ali being the GOAT.
Ken Davison, a highly respected figure in the boxing world, has also spoken out in praise of Usyk's remarkable achievements. He highlighted Usyk's rare accomplishment of becoming undisputed in both the cruiserweight and heavyweight divisions, a feat few in boxing history can claim. This reflects Usyk's adaptability, mental toughness, and unmatched consistency. What makes Davison's words even more impactful is that they come from a trainer's perspective, not just a fan's. His deep understanding of the sport adds weight to the recognition Usyk continues to receive.
Makes it obviously another thing for you about.
It's not really a good time for me to talk about that sort of thing. So,
besides just how good is Oleksandr Usyk? We've seen him now come into the heavyweight division, fight a Derek Chisora, fight Anthony Joshua twice, fight Tyson Fury twice, and he's the undisputed heavyweight. No, he was until obviously the belt let go. But what do you make of him as a fighter? Just sum him up, special fighter.
Yeah, he's put himself in the mix to be. He's put himself in the mix as one of the greatest heavyweights that's ever been. So, undisputed cruiserweight, undisputed heavyweight, amazing.
Usyk's path to greatness has been anything but smooth. He never padded his record with easy wins or waited for perfect circumstances. From day one, he chased tough matchups, even if it meant stepping into hostile arenas. Whether it was undefeated champions or hometown heroes, Usyk embraced the kind of challenges many others avoid. This fearless approach has earned him immense respect. For Usyk, true greatness comes through struggle, and that belief has guided his entire career. In an era where many fighters protect their records, Usyk chose risk, and now, that risk is defining his legacy.
Usyk has dropped Daniel Dubois! What a shot!
I'm sorry. I can't help it, man. I fucking love this. Honestly, I fucking love this game.
He's dead. Oleksandr Usyk! What a performance! Usyk quit! He's missed it! It's over! It's over! The greatest of all time!
Fuck me. I'm sorry for going on like a lunatic, right? But it was unbelievable. And it's funny how this fight all came about, right? The controversy in the last fight, which for me was never controversial. It was a low blow, simple as that. And I don't think we've ever seen Oleksandr Usyk ever look for an easy way to win. In fact, I think of all the fighters on planet Earth, he is the one who takes the hardest road to win. There's no tune-up fights for Oleksandr Usyk. It's the biggest fight in a heavier weight than he should even be fighting at, and he makes life harder for himself, not easier. And I think he has proven his character time and time again. But yet he was accused of not being, a real Christian because he was a cheat. He was accused of deserving an Oscar because he was a play actor and robbing Daniel Dubois of what should have rightfully been his, which was a world title. And after the Tyson Fury fight, Daniel Dubois stepped in the ring and called him out. And Oleksandr Usyk immediately turns to Turki Al-Sheikh and says, Mr. Excellency, make the fight. He had no problem in setting this up. And immediately you kind of think he was in the middle of talking about his, his father. I think at the time it was an emotional moment. That's a time where when you've accomplished what he's done, you deserve respect. And I think he was disrespected there. And I think he took that personally, in the words of Michael Jordan. Now, in the first round, Oleksandr Usyk did exactly what he needed to do to Daniel Dubois. Daniel Dubois coming in with a load of confidence, wanting to be the aggressor, wanting to be the dominant bull that he was against Anthony Joshua.
Dave Caldwell, another sharp boxing mind, has pointed out that Usyk's work rate and accuracy are nearly unmatched among heavyweights. While many in the division rely on short bursts of explosive power, Usyk maintains a constant, punishing rhythm, landing clean shots with precision and gradually breaking opponents down. Caldwell emphasized that Usyk's body shots and control of pace are what make him so difficult to deal with. He gives opponents no chance to breathe, recover, or regain control.
Pick up the pace, and you just still can't go with it. It takes, it does have an effect. But what I'm trying to say is Usyk's work to the body, the volume of body punches. I'd like to see the stats on body punching. Be it straights, be it a jab, be it backhands, whatever. Because Usyk's volume of body work is what I thought was the difference in the fight. His lead hand activity was probably the best it's been since he's been at heavyweight, maybe. I thought he took away, we were all talking about the Fury right uppercut going into the fight because he had a lot of success. We were all talking about what Tyson's going to do, but, I said Usyk's clever. His people, they're going to look at that and see what they can do better.
Ally Malignaggi, a former world champion and respected analyst, called Usyk's recent performance a technical masterclass. He was struck by Usyk's fluid movement and balance throughout the fight. According to Malignaggi, Usyk's smart use of angles and footwork allowed him to avoid danger while landing effective shots. His timing, positioning, and overall ring IQ were close to perfect, showcasing the high-level skill that sets him apart from most fighters today.
Wow, in the rematch, stops him early. Was it 4 or 5? I don't even know. I'm so caught up in the moment. I don't even know which round it was. It was 4 or 5. But, man, it was in the first half of the fight. What a performance by Oleksandr Usyk. And a lot to discuss here, guys. A lot to break down here. First off, Dubois much more successful in the first fight than the second fight. Was the wet ring? Did the wet ring have anything to do with it? I saw in the post-fight interview, Dubois was asked about why he couldn't land his jab. What do you guys think? Was obviously Usyk's gonna make some adjustments. I think the adjustments are gonna be made in rematches. But did the wet ring? Because I thought the wet ring had a big part to do with why Usyk had some trouble in that first fight. And a wet ring hurts footwork guys more. I was a footwork guy. I've worked out sometimes in wet rings. It's frustrating. I've actually thrown temper tantrums in gyms over rings being too wet. So I mean, back in the day, not now. But what I'm saying is, to fight in a wet ring, that had to have some effect on Usyk and his footwork, because he's a footwork guy. And tonight you just saw his footwork was stupendous, magnificent.
According to Roos, Usyk stepped into the ring recently with a silent intensity. Despite all he's achieved, parts of the boxing world, especially sections of the British media and some fans, continue to underestimate his greatness. Usyk reportedly felt overlooked, as if his legacy hadn't been fully acknowledged. That quiet frustration fueled his performance. He didn't just aim to win, he came to make a statement. Usyk fought with focus, fire, and purpose, sending a clear message not just to his critics, but to the world. He's more than a champion, he's a legacy-defining athlete who deserves every ounce of respect and recognition.
I think he went out there with bad intentions, didn't he? I think he was on a mission to prove that, 38 isn't old yet. And I was talking to some other guys, including Richie Woodall, and saying that, he's gotten better. If you look at his last 3 fights, the first Fury fight, second Fury fight, and this one, each one has gotten better, more dominating each time. So, age is a number, I guess. When you're in the gym all the time, it takes a long time to age.
When we spoke on Thursday, I could tell you were genuinely confident, but did you believe it could be so early and so conclusive?
No, I'd be lying to you if I said that. No. I thought it could be dominating. I thought he was doing the things that I think Dubois did what I expected him to do, and Usyk did what I expected him to do. He controlled, moved, waited, but then he started landing hard.
That wraps up today's video. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to stay tuned for more. Until next time.